Summer, 1996. It was a lovely day. Clear skies. In fact, not a cloud in sight. The air was clean and the street was happy. It's funny, isn't it, how a street can look happy? In the morning, if you watch the worker bees shuffle along to their office jobs, the street looks hopeful and ready for the day ahead. But at night, or should I say early hours of a cold Sunday morning, it looks sad and zombified. The moaning and groaning of the dead and the drunk, they come out to play, or try and find a taxi home. But in that very moment, 17 minutes past 11 on a Saturday morning, it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It changed my life forever. And Daisy's. She's a bright girl, our Daisy. I can remember her walking down the stairs, her hand barely able to reach the banister. She was excited, brimming with giddiness. And she's looking up at me with a folded piece of paper in her hand and grinning with a rare collection of teeth that she started to grow. And she pushed the paper towards me, and I could see what it read. To Santa's Grotto. June. It was June. She was already making her demands. Impatient. Texts after her father. Before I even had a chance to say a syllable, the puppy dog eyes were out, the bottom lip was trembling. All waiting for that one word. Right. And you know, the second I gave in, the puppy went back to the kennel and the trembling lip was no more. She was quite the actor growing up. I looked at the list, and the list, well, it was all toys. A brum car, Tickle Me Elmo, Beanie Babies, with brackets underneath, and in small writing it said, "Any will do, Father Christmas. I know you're a very busy man." I thought to myself, well, I need to go to the Arndale. I can do a few shops, take her with me, and we can go find a post box. Oh, I was going to go on the Sunday, but then I remembered it was the football. Euro 96, how could I forget? We were hosting. And on the Sunday, Germany was set to play Russia. Invading us again, are they? Daisy's dad chuckling to himself. So she wants to post this letter now. She does realise it's only just been last Christmas. What's her excuse this time? Well, yeah, she does know it's only just been last Christmas. And her excuse, well, her excuse is perfect. I know you will be a very busy man, Father Christmas, so I thought I'd give you some more notice. How can I say no to that? So, we pack ourselves on the number 34 bus. It's jam full of people, not a window in sight. The sweat's pouring off my head, my eyes are puffy, and Daisy. Well, Daisy's wearing 4 layers, a woolly jumper and a bright blue anorak. In winter, she'd be outside doing snow angels in shorts and t-shirt. You can't tell her, she won't listen. Window shopping galore when we arrive, followed by a cup of tea and a piece of toast in Woolworths Cafe. You can't go wrong in there. Besides, Daisy likes to look at all the TVs and radios lined up on the shelves. One day, I'll be on a TV box like that. I watch her as she skips up the aisle and pokes her hand in the pick and mix and sees how much she can jam in her pockets. Oh, she might be on TV, all right. Crime Watch. There's a tug on my jacket as we march up the escalators. Mummy, when are we going to post the letter? Soon. And I meant it as well, because give it another 10 minutes and she'd be crying and stropping and whinging and rolling round on the shopping centre floor. But before we could post the letter, the day changed. Plans changed. Everything changed. There was bellows from the tannoy and the police arrived. And neon yellow filled every pocket left as they calmly marched us to an exit. They were shouting and screaming and questions thrown in the officers' faces. I watched one man push his way to the front. My little kid's still in there. I gripped Daisy's hand. My clammy, tiled palm gripped round her tiny, ice-cold fist as we shuffled outside. Something wasn't right. The fresh air hit our faces, but it was colder now and the sky was gloomier. And the street wasn't happy anymore. And on this street is perched politely a postbox. And through the strips in the police tape, Daisy spots it. Look, Mummy, a postbox for Santa. She tries to run for it, but I won't let her go. And she cries like everybody else. So we make our way to the far end of the street. And you can just about make out that postbox. Safety, I thought. But then I saw it in her eyes. I'd seen that look before and I'd see it a million times more, I'd hope. Hope, excitement, adventure. She pulled her fingers through mine, letter in hand, and ran to the post box. Time froze. I stood still. I knew I should have run after her, but I just couldn't bloody move. The police spot her and they dance towards her with their arms out. And they usher her back to my side. And then it happened. My ears rang as I hit the floor. I couldn't see a thing, and smoke and ash filled my eyelids as I staggered forward into dust. I screamed out her name, hoping she'd come back to me. Blue lights flicker in the distance, and I can make out a silhouette a few steps ahead. Daisy? Daisy! I finally make it towards her and I pick up her head in my hands and... Daisy, say something! Normally, you can't shut her up, but now, silence. I pull her close to me as I gently stroke her tarmac torn elbow. And she cries. She cries and I can't believe it. In this one moment, she's okay. She's okay. I pull her tighter to me and I'm squashing her and she's crying more. And I don't mean it. I couldn't help it. Mother's instinct. Suddenly there's an arm around us. Don't worry, love, it'll be all right. A policeman assures us as he picks us up and shuffles us off towards an ambulance. As we stagger up the street is panicked, startled. At the ambulance, they put foil around us. You look like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. She chuckles and grips my hand tighter than ever before. We soon got back to normality as best we could. But Daisy just wasn't the same. Time after time she retreated into a shell. We couldn't have the TV on too loud, we couldn't use the toaster. And she didn't want to be on the big box anymore. They say that you could hear that bomb 15 miles away. And the smoke rose up into the sky and apparently looked like a mushroom. But Daisy was livid about that because she hates a veg. Oh, we were lucky. It could have been so much worse. We got away with a few scratches and a few bruises. It could have been so much worse. But the worst thing of all was, after all that, Daisy was upset. Because she'd lost the letter to Father Christmas and now he'd have to wait for another one. Then one Saturday, there's a knock at the door. Daisy's startled. I go and see who it is. I open the door and I'm greeted by a cardboard box. And on the side, in big letters, is Daisy. I bring the box into the living room and Daisy Pansy's excited eyes have returned. She opens the box, pulls out a letter and the list from that day. Dear Daisy, I hear you've been a very good girl and you definitely deserve a treat from yours truly, Santa. I know you were worried that I hadn't got the letter, but don't worry because an elf found it for me and brought it back to the North Pole. Look after your mummy and daddy. I watch through teary eyes as she opens presents one by one, the Brum car, the Beanie Babies, it's all there. Then she says, Mummy, this one's for you, and pushes a letter on my lap. I open it and it's a spa day, all paid for. I look at the bottom of Daisy's list and something's been added to the bottom. Something to take the weight off Mummy's shoulders. I was speechless. And so was Daisy, for once. So here we are, back on this street. It's happy again now, and you'll never guess what's there. That bloody post box. After all that happened, it survived. But Daisy didn't. She'd be turning 28 this year. Oh, she had a lovely childhood. It was full of joy and happiness, and she always lived every day to the fullest. I think that's what that day taught her, a very valuable lesson. Make every day count. And she did, until she was 22. And she lost a long battle with leukemia. She passed away peacefully and her ashes are scattered in the tree in our back garden. I miss her every day, I do. But that's why I come back here, year on year, without fail, to post the letter. Oh, I've still got it. I couldn't lose it, could I? She'd go mad. I pop it in an envelope and I address it back home. It's silly, I know, but it's just nice to know that she's still there, bossing us all about, even Santa. Anyway, it looks like rain, so I better go because I've left my washing out answer, and this street's happy again now. And I think Daisy would be too.